Hey everybody, I'm really excited. I've got an interview here, getting ready to go sit down with Debbie Malenfant, Director of Downtown Inc., as well as her friend Corrina. They're going to share some information with me. I'm really excited because I get a chance to not only talk about some of the projects, but I get to see what's going on here at Weatherly Loft. We're going to be up top looking at the downtown Elizabeth City area from a completely different perspective. So let's head on inside and take a look. Thank you guys for meeting with me today. I obviously know who you are, but the people at home may not, so why don't you introduce yourself and kind of tell us a little bit about your job title.
Okay. I'm Deborah Malenfant. I'm Executive Director of Elizabeth City Downtown Inc., otherwise known as ECDI here locally. Our organization is a 501c3 nonprofit entity, and we have a mission of revitalization of downtown Elizabeth City.
And I am Corrina Ruffieux. I'm the Executive Director of Visit Elizabeth City. We are a little bit broader than downtown. We focus on all of Pasquotank County and Elizabeth City. And our mission is basically to tell the story of our amazing community, get the word out, and essentially get people to come here, visit, stay, and drive economic impact.
Okay. There's obviously been a big resurgence happening in the area, in the region, downtown especially. What's driving that? What's happening? Can you tell me a little bit about that background?
Absolutely. It's a combination of big projects and smaller projects. There's been a lot of investment, public and private sector. In the last 5 years, there's been $104 million in
I want to make sure you say that again, because the first time it blew my mind. Tell me how much that is again?
over $104 million in public and private investment just in the downtown central business district from the years 2015 to 2020. And from July 2019 to July 2020, over $14 million in public and private investment in the downtown. Obviously, some of the projects are bigger projects like Weatherly Lofts that has been...
Which is where we are right now.
Exactly, the rooftop of Weatherly Lofts. That has spurred a regrowth in our residential living in downtown. 43 loft apartments means lots of people living in downtown. We have the 7 Salisbury project, which is ongoing. We have a lot of people investing in individual storefronts. So it all adds up to serve as an overall catalyst for the renaissance, essentially, of downtown.
Right, and it is fabulous to watch as well.
What I'll add to that is this small town renaissance that we are experiencing provides us the content to push out to the bigger world, and that has led to some amazingly successful hits for our town. We have never been in Forbes, MSN, in Travel and Leisure, in the New York Post, and on Fox News. And all of those have happened in the past few months, in part because of this amazing stuff that's happening downtown, and in part because of our ability to push those stories out.
Like, I knew about 2 of them, and I feel like I stayed pretty well informed. But there's 4 of them. You were just telling me about that earlier. What? Yeah.
Now I have to read the titles because I don't have those all memorized. But in Forbes, 5 idyllic American small towns to visit in 2021. On BuzzFeed, 18 surprisingly cool small towns in the U.S. And on MSN, small U.S. towns to add to your travel bucket list. And what's cool about those is that is placing Elizabeth City with our peer communities all over the United States, not just, in North Carolina or regionally. I mean, these are huge hits. And then on top of that, we did a really fun, creative collaboration with Debbie and a lot of the other small businesses downtown to create something called Calling All Elizabeths, celebrating the fact that we welcome anyone, really. But if your name's Elizabeth, we'll treat you extra special because we are Elizabeth City. And that special promotion, that's the one that got in Travel and Leisure on New York Post and on Fox News. It just went like wildfire because it was so creative, simple, but unique. Nobody had ever done it before. And that's the kind of thing that helps us do our job. So It's really amazing stuff.
I did like you did earlier. I lost my train of thought. Obviously, in the short amount of time we have in the video, we can't talk about all the businesses, and we would get you guys in trouble if I ask you to do that. But there's so much to do, not only in Elizabeth City and the region. If you're visiting, coming in, what are some must things that you absolutely can't miss out on?
Definitely the waterfront experience, being down and seeing our beautiful waterfront. There are a lot more activities going on the water. You can come down, you can take part in sailing classes and rowing classes through the River City Sailing Club, and more activity on the water. Palin's Alley, definitely. Palin's Alley touches multiple businesses in our arts and entertainment and dining district. Check out the murals throughout downtown. We have lots of public art and community spaces that are growing. 15 dining and drinking establishments in the downtown Central Business District. And we have a huge Central Business District. Most people don't realize it's 43 square blocks, but the majority of the action happens in about a 24 block space from the waterfront and on back. So, I could list some of the restaurants, but I would leave some out.
We don't want to do that. We definitely don't want to do that.
I know. And then plenty of boutiques now. We have multiple boutiques and shopping experiences, art experiences. I said earlier, the downtown is an experience economy. You go big box stores to shop and to eat, but downtown, you don't come downtown just to shop and eat. You come downtown to have experiences and to make memories. One of the experiences that I want to talk about specifically is First Friday. I know a lot of people come in for First Friday, but there are still some people when I talk to that have no idea what that is. Yeah. Can you kind of expand on what is First Friday? It's essentially a celebration of the arts in Elizabeth City. Our businesses stay open later on the first Friday of each month. They invite in guest artists, and those artists display their artwork, and it could be acrylic art, it could be jewelry, it could be any number of things, and it just becomes a creative experience where you go from business to business and see what that business offers, but also interact with the artist. And it's a social environment where you run into people on the street and can interact, and it's a little mini event, but centered around arts and culture. If I am looking to come visit the area or move to the area, where's a good source of information of when First Fridays are happening? First Friday's a dumb question. Of course, they're happening on the first Friday. But what might be happening at First Friday? What other events might be going on? I definitely want you to talk about the other website that we talked about earlier. From a downtown perspective, our Facebook page is the go-to page right now, Elizabeth City Downtown Incorporated. We curate a list of all the events and activities that the downtown businesses are hosting. So we have those in one place on the downtown events page. Visit Elizabeth City has a page that they curate all of the events, tourism or community related for the city as a whole. So visit ElizabethCity.com is a website with an event calendar and all sorts of robust information about places to stay, places to eat, what's going on in the area. So that's the high level one. And then specifically we have a sister site, OurECity.com, and that one is hyper local focused. That one's more about our locals. Why do we love this community? Why did you choose to live here, come back here after you graduated college, raise your family, whatever the case may be? And that is definitely a site where you might find some specific recommendations, because we have asked some of our local folks to share their favorite places and that's who you would want to listen to, is the folks that live here and do it all the time. Absolutely. Okay, everybody gets the same final question, and that question, we all could have lived anywhere in the world that we wanted. I chose to be here. I raised my family where I plan on living for the rest of my life. I love it here. Why? What do you think makes this place so special? What makes the Albemarle area? Corrina go first.
Well, we talked about this once before. I think we all agree. Elizabeth City is an incredibly special place, and that is because of the people. We are nicknamed the Harbor of Hospitality, and there's a reason
it's
we're
earned.
nicknamed the Harbor of Hospitality. Yeah. There's just the very first day my husband and I moved here, we knew nobody. Well, very few people anyway. We were hot and sweaty, and we had just unloaded our moving truck, and we ended up at an antique store, introduced ourselves, and the next thing we know, we had a dinner invitation. It was Edward and Mel, of course, who are two amazingly special people in this town, but they started our experience in Elizabeth City with that harbor of hospitality, unique.
Within 48 hours of being here.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it was just, that was from day one, and that hasn't ended.
Yep. Debbie?
Ditto on that, 100%. The people, as I said earlier, we're a quaint, historic waterfront community. We're not the only one on the East Coast. We're not the only one in the state of North Carolina. But what makes us stand out is the people. You get here, you interact, you start doing things, and you build a network of friends, and you just become a part of the harbor of hospitality culture.
Right.
And it, bar none, it makes us stand out above.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you guys bearing the cool temperatures out here with me today. For you guys at home, it's a little chilly out here, but they have done such a good job of not shivering, because I'm kind of freezing myself. We've unpacked a lot of information here. I'll make sure we throw the websites out for you guys and email addresses if they want to contact. So if you like what you're seeing, do me a favor and share it on my Facebook page, my YouTube channel as well. Get the information out there. Elizabeth City is such a great place. If you want more information specifically about the area, you can always reach out to me at chriswhitehurstrealestate@gmail.com or 252-312-2263. I'm Chris Whitehurst. Welcome home. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
We can go inside where it's warm now.